Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it snowed fantastically in Michigan. So, time to go to have a little bit of fun and probably going to Glen Arbor today. And we'll see if it's going to be an overnight gig or not. What do we have here? We have here the interview conducted by Tucker Carlson with Sergey Lavrov, the foreign minister of the Russian Federation. The interview is 1 hour and almost 1 hour and 22 minutes. I watched the entirety of this interview. I will play just a little bit and I will upload or put the link in the description box of this video so you can access it if you want. It comes from Sputnik. I don't know if your free country will allow you to access Sputnik because you know it's propaganda, unlike CNN, MSNBC, Fox News and all this. No, those are the good people. And you can watch the entire interview over there. I will just give you a few points that I would like to discuss in this video. So let's start with the beginning, which is just a little bit of Mr. Lavrov's statement, which is very important with the first question Tucker Carlson asked.
Minister Lavrov, thank you for doing this. Do you believe the United States and Russia are at war with each other right now?
I wouldn't say so. And in any case, this is not what we want. We would like to have normal relations with all our neighbors, of course, but generally with all countries or not, especially with the great country like the United States. President Putin repeated.
All right, so you can go and watch it yourself for 1 hour and 1 hour and 22 minutes. The main points of this video. If someone watches this interview and doesn't know anything or anything about the issue with Ukraine or Russia and the West or NATO, United States of America, will think that this Tucker Carlson works for the Russian Federation. That's the first one. Now, if there's a person and has questions like, where did you pull this information? Up your butt or something? That's the first one. If the person is just propagandized and regimented by the media operatives in the West, then is going to be certainly having this kind of opinion or assessment of this interview. This is Tucker Carlson, who works for the Russians, giving Mr. Sergey Lavrov an opportunity to propagandize whomever is watching Tucker Carlson. And then they will obviously have one side of the story and one side of the interpretation of truth, which is Russia invaded Ukraine unprovoked and unjustifiable. So they cannot justify their invasion because they want to build back the Soviet Union, because Putin said so a while ago in that little edited video that he said what? The dissolution of the Soviet Union was a disaster. It was a tragedy. Oh my God, you want to build it back. This is what these guys use. If you look at what he said after, you're going to realize the context. Anyway, it was a tragedy, of course, for people, for millions of people. That's what he meant. So nevertheless, so if you watch these guys here, you're going to see, oh my God, this is just a propaganda hit on us, the good people. Well, maybe you should listen and you should verify, if you really want to know the truth, verify what Lavrov says. So, and I suggest those people should do exactly that. So let me give you a few points of this interview. Tucker Carlson asked the question and allowed Lavrov to finish his answer. The way he wants to answer it, not the way the interviewer wants the answer to be. So that's journalism. I don't think Tucker Carlson asked, I know he didn't ask gotcha questions. He asked to see Lavrov's assessment, opinion on things, his answers. And Lavrov spoke for the Russian Federation, not only for himself. So Russia does not want war. This is according to Lavrov. Russia intervened in Ukraine, according to Lavrov, because of the coup in 2014. in Yugoslavia, Jesus Christ, in Ukraine, according to Lavrov, orchestrated with the help of the Americans. And he mentions Victoria Nuland's phone call with the then ambassador to Ukraine, American ambassador to Ukraine, figuring out who's going to be the new guy in charge of Ukraine, appointing people already. Then the recognition of the new government that, according to Lavrov, it's illegitimate, not is legitimate, illegitimate, not legitimate. Then he talks about what that particular government and the next ones implemented against the Russian minority in Ukraine, how the tanks from Kiev went to Donbass to bring back people they don't want to bring back. It's like you send the police to get your wife back if she divorces from you. All right, something like that. Or your girlfriend, stops seeing you, so you send the police to get her back. This kind of things. All right, and then the war. How many Russians were killed during the 2014 to 2022? So about 8 years or something of this that these guys don't tell you in this war. And eventually, what kind of laws those guys in Kiev implemented to destroy the Russian culture? Undemocratic, I would say. All right, with the political parties, with not speaking Russian, with radio shows in Russian and all that. Now, if that would happen, let's say in another country where the Americans are really, really concerned with the democratic and the freedom process, they will have a problem with that. So, but here, no. So that tells you selective justice in the Americans' behavior. So this is one. The other one is why he's going to justify why. I know it's unjustifiable. This is what these guys say. He's going to justify his view. Remember, if you have a fight between two, you don't want to listen to only to one side of the story, do you? Well, this is exactly what happens here in the West. We hear only one side, and that one side is very poorly made. Why? They pick and choose, and they interpret it very poorly. They lie by omission a lot. No, you want to hear what the other side said. In a domestic violence situation, you ask both of them. As a police officer, you get in, you ask the alleged victim, and you interview the alleged suspect or the suspect, and you figure things out. Make a decision on the spot, and then let the evidence come out to the courts and so on. So this is what it is, safety plan and so on. So in this case, Lavrov tells you what are the reasons of the Russians, the second party of the two-party, why they intervened over there. Then he talks about the Americans, the West, what they did. This is about the war. Now he's going to be asked about the ICBM, the hypersonic missile ICBM. Why did the Russians do it? What was that meant? And Mr. Lavrov is, I think, too diplomatic. But for a person who doesn't know much about the situation, will say very vague. For people who know something about the situation, they know exactly what that was. A direct, not threat, direct warning. This is what's going to happen if you do this. If you use long-range missiles in Ukraine, according to Lavrov, operated by American personnel. If the Ukrainians use long-range strikes inside Russia, and he said it's not the Ukrainian, it's the American military personnel doing that, facilitating that, then we're going to, punish the ones involved. Now, punish meaning the Americans here. He said, we don't want to go to a nuclear war, but if we fight a direct war, according to Lavrov, direct war with United States of America, then there will be a nuclear war. Clearly, he said that. Now, these guys can laugh how much they want, which they do. Why? They want you to go and fight. They think they're going to be able to control this war with Russia. And so far, it was a controlled war, I think, because of the evil Russians. Right? So he's talking about this matter. He talks about the European situation, the American situation, things that if you followed this, if you followed Russia for, maybe 20 years, 15 years, you realize who's who, what's what. This is the Russian assessment on what's going on. You should go and listen to it. He's not going to talk to you from in a detailed way, which I think, as I said, he's not talking here. He's talking here. So if you don't know anything about Russia and you listen to Lavrov, you will say, this is crazy talk. This is crazy talk, especially if you know the reality from the media operatives in the West. You're going to say, this is just crazy. it can't be like that. No, it wasn't like that. Well, my friends, I urge you, go and verify. Listen to Lavrov, get what you know, and verify what Lavrov said. The evidence is still there. Yes, he said many, many things. I don't think he said anything, to be direct with you, that I didn't know about the situation over there. Lavrov was given an opportunity by Tucker Carlson to tell the American audience, or whomever watches Tucker, not only American, I think Australians and so on, to see the Russian view on this. It's not a promotion over the Russian view, it's nothing like that. It's just, I want to know what's your stance on this. I want to know, why do you do this? And Lavrov tells you. And you say, okay, this is what those guys say. So what do you say on this one? And this guy's going to say, like baboons that they are, infantile. Why? Because the strata of the population, the segment targeted by those guys is not you and I. I'm not saying this with arrogance. It's for those guys over there. And they give them in such a level the very nicely wrapped candy of information and news that it makes them feel virtuous. Therefore, they like it. If someone always tells you you're a good guy for rolling over, and you're an Olympic gymnast, and you think you're good, but you're not actually good. But all you hear is great when you roll over on your mat or whatever. You think, oh my God, I must be good. And you can't compare. When you see someone else, the same guys are going to tell you, no. Those guys that are doing whatever they're doing over there, in, let's say, Olympic gymnasts, will say, oh, no, those are just doped. They just take drugs. That's it. You don't. That's why, you're good. You're a good person. You are just a infantile. If you want to know, then you study, my friends. You go over there and you put some work in it. Don't just wait for those guys to spit at you the information, which is, as I said, a lot of lying by omission. Go and watch this video with Lavrov. As I said, he's going to say certain things that you could say if you don't know the issue. Wow, come on, you're pulling my leg here. No. Good luck with that one. This is my assessment on this. Lavrov seemed tired. Lavrov seemed bored. And I'm not honest, I like Lavrov way of conducting himself and his diplomacy. But I think he's tired. I'm going to put it diplomatically. I think it's time, maybe little by little, Maria Zakharova to, and then like that. Zakharova is going to be a good Russian foreign minister. I've been watching and listening to what she said for some time. I think not from some time. From the very beginning, she was at around Lavrov, and she's going to be good. Unlike Annalena Baerbock or whatever is the other one, Struss. Remember Struss? Is that was the name? From Great Britain, or Blinkenstein, or no. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Remember, the link is going to be in the description box below. Good luck with that one. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.